What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here with your second stimulus check update. And in this video, we're going to go over the new details about the upcoming second stimulus check and more negotiations that have just happened. And also, if the Republicans can do a stimulus deal without the Democrats. But first, if you're new to the channel, click the subscribe button down below. It's completely free to do so. This way you won't miss out on second stimulus check update videos as the new information comes out. My wife and I do hours of research for you guys every single day, so we can bring you all the information in a quick, concise video. And don't forget to smash the like button for us down below. It really helps out our channel. Also, from our family to you viewers, we're going to be giving a total of $500 to viewers. I will give you all the details of how that works at the end of this video. So there now has been a second phone call of new negotiations between the Republicans and the Democrats over the second stimulus package and the second stimulus check. We're getting closer now than ever. This is now two different times that they have spoke within the last few days to negotiate on the second stimulus package, which will include a second stimulus check, now that they're not talking about doing one of the skinny bills, which is only about $500 billion. I say only $500 billion, billion with a B, but crazy enough as only $500 billion sounds, that's not enough money for a stimulus check, or at least a $1,200 stimulus check, and money to all dependents like the Democrats and the Republicans both want this time around. For there to be enough money to do a stimulus check, there needs to be about $300 to $400 billion just for the stimulus check alone. So it's good news that they're not talking about these skinny stimulus bills anymore, because those likely won't have enough money for a stimulus check unless they pass just the stimulus check on their own, which neither side really seems to want to do. They don't want to just pass the check or the unemployment extension. They want to kind of bundle some other things with it. And that's where the negotiations for the second stimulus package really come into play. The negotiations are pretty much the most important part right now. We have some new news that President Donald Trump, this is really good news, might now be willing to go up to $2 trillion for the second stimulus package. Just in the last few days, the president and the White House Chief of Staff, Mark Meadows, who's also one of the two negotiators for the Republican team on the second stimulus package, said that they were willing to go from $1 trillion to $1.3 trillion in the negotiations for the second stimulus check. We're now starting to hear rumors that he might be willing to go up to $2 trillion. And if that happens, we'll pretty much be having an agreement and having a deal done almost immediately, because Nancy Pelosi, the leader of the Democrats in the House of Representatives, has said just this last week that she was willing to come down to $2.2 trillion, and $2 trillion is very close to that. If the White House and the president are willing to come up to $2 trillion, we would probably have a deal within 24 hours. Then what would happen is the House and the Senate would both need to vote on it and pass it. That could happen within 24 to 48 hours, and it would be on the president's desk the next morning. All of this could happen within 48 hours once the White House officially says that they're willing to go to $2 trillion, as long as Nancy Pelosi doesn't mess it up somehow. I mean, if the White House is willing to come to $2 trillion and she's at $2.2 trillion, I mean, she's literally a hop, skip, and a jump away from making a deal. All she needs to do is say, okay, that's fine. So if the White House comes out and says that here within the next day or so, with these new mumblings that the White House is willing to go up to $2 trillion, we should have a deal, and they should agree and pass everything within a few days. So all of that could happen this week if the White House does come out and announce that, and all we have to do is actually have Nancy Pelosi say yes. Now, you guys don't really think that Nancy Pelosi would hold up the stimulus checks if the White House is willing to go to $2 trillion, do you? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments, but if the White House comes to $2 trillion, we should have a deal, and that should happen very fast if they do that. I also seen a very interesting article, as you can see on the screen here from Deadline, that says that the Republicans could pass a stimulus bill without the Democrats. It says the first step towards a possible compromise on a second round of federal stimulus money is in the works, but there's still a way to go before the money starts flowing to the unemployed. It is actually going out to several states now at this point, but the vast majority of states are still waiting for that money to come in. A conversation Thursday between Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi and White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows produced no or at least little results, with Pelosi vowing to hold fast to that $2 trillion level. That's a very important level, as we just talked that the White House might be willing to come up to that level. Republicans previously said they wanted stimulus to be no more than $1 trillion and cited loads of pork in the Dems' proposal. The Senate is adjourned until September 7th, while the House is out till September 14th. However, as I've told you guys before when everybody was freaking out that they went on recess, if the leaders can compromise, both legislative bodies can be recalled in 24 hours to come back to vote on the stimulus package. And here's the interesting part. It is possible that the Republicans can pass a stimulus bill without Democrats. The stimulus would be smaller than the proposed $1.3 trillion, but would include a federal boost of $300 per week to state benefits. The bill would include small business loans and more money for virus testing, as well as school funding and $10 billion for the post office. The package would not include another $1,200 stimulus check that the first stimulus contained. That is until they can come to an agreement with the Democrats. Now, that's an interesting theory, but I'm not sure how they would get it to pass in the House without at least getting some votes from the Democrats, which could happen because a lot of Democrats have spoken out against Nancy Pelosi that they actually want to pass unemployment and stimulus checks, and that Nancy Pelosi should just take the deal. So if the Republicans did come up with a bill that was pretty decent and, didn't completely turn the Democrats off, they could pass it in the Senate without any Democrat votes. And if they got some votes in the House, they could potentially pass a bill without having Nancy Pelosi's approval, because, heaven forbid we need Nancy Pelosi's approval to help out the American public to get, stimulus checks out and unemployment extension. So the other thing could be that the president steps in with more executive orders and finds more creative places to fund the money from. In my next video, I'll be giving you guys more details about how that money is running out right now, and the federal government is going to need to find more money through a passing of a stimulus bill very soon. The other really big news that's going to be coming soon is the US federal government is set to shut down at the end of September if they don't pass billions of dollars to keep the federal government open and prevent a federal shutdown again like we had several years ago. The interesting thing is this provides an opportunity for them to add on more stimulus packages, such as a check, unemployment extension, money for small businesses, whatever type of stimulus we need at that point. If current stimulus hasn't been passed, they can bundle it in with the federal government. That's pretty much just the way Congress seems to work, is that they never want to pass these standalone bills. They always want to bundle 2 or 3 or 4 other things in with the bill so that they can get all those passed at once. And we've heard from Nancy Pelosi that negotiating leverage, when they want to pass stimulus, they always seem to add other things in there. So since they're going to have to pass more money to prevent a government shutdown, it will be the perfect time to bundle in some stimulus money, depending on which form of stimulus money they want to put in there, with that money to prevent the government shutdown. Also, I want to do a quick unemployment extension update for you guys. As you can see here, Arizona is paid, Louisiana is paid, Missouri is paid, Montana is paid. Most of these states are showing that they've gotten 4 to 5 weeks of payment, which means they did receive retroactive payments. You guys can let me know in the comments if you did receive that. We also have Tennessee and Texas being paid, and we only have a few states that are doing $400 per week Kansas being one of them, Kentucky also being another one, Montana, and West Virginia. We have 4 different states that are doing $400 per week instead of $300 per week. That extra $100 comes from the states themselves. Almost every other state is payment pending. We have a few states. Payment pending means you should be getting your money within the next week or so, depending on how far along that specific state is. There are a few states that are behind. They're not even payment pending yet. Delaware, DC, Illinois, Kansas, Nebraska, Nevada, New Jersey, North Dakota, and South Carolina and Wisconsin. South Dakota is not giving their residents any money at all. So I'm sorry if you're unemployed from South Dakota. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on second stimulus check updates and related news. And don't forget to smash the like button for us down below if you haven't already. Also, from our family to you viewers, we're going to be giving out $500 in the form of $50 to 10 different viewers. All you need to do is comment your situation down below and your PayPal address, and we're going to send out the money, $50 to 10 different people for a total of $500. We had given some money out previously before. This is the second time we're doing it. We just want to share a little bit of love with you guys. We appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for your support. Thank you for watching. And just comment your situation down below, what you would spend the money on, and your PayPal address. And in an upcoming video, we will say who we're giving the money out to and send it to your PayPal address. Again, thank you so much for watching. We appreciate every single one of you. And I hope that your financial situation improves when they do come out with the second stimulus check or more unemployment money. You can click on these top videos to watch my newest stimulus check videos next. And this video teaches you how to start a business selling products on Amazon FBA. I have students that have replaced their entire 9-to-5 income, and I teach them how to do that. Click on one of those videos to watch them next. Thanks, and I will see you in the next video.